Oh, I want to make a video. Oh, I want to make a video about shedding and death, because I shedded and had a death today. That's the show. Okay. I experienced, so right now in my journey, I have been shedding the healing or the wounds of, I ain't gonna say wounds, the layers within myself on my mother-daughter relationship. And what's bringing this to light is because I have a daughter, and I want to have a relationship with my daughter to where I don't want her to fear me. I want her to be able to come to me in comfortability and even in uncomfortable situations. But I want to create a solid foundation and relationship with my daughter that's very positive and it's very encouraging. I'm affirming her. Like, I want a healthy relationship with my child. And so my recent chapter has been healing the mother-daughter wound within me. And so I was journaling about it today. And, you know, I'm sorry, y'all. I've been crying. But something that has been on my mind has been just shedding certain things that I've experienced with the relationship with my mom. And then I'm also realizing that, oh, snap, this isn't just shedding. This is a whole death. Like, you ever experienced death while you're still alive? It hurts, right? It hurts. And that's ultimately what healing is. It's just dying over and over again and reinventing over and over again. You know, I wouldn't say reinventing, but just relearning. So I realized, I was like, dang, you know what? You know why we shed? Shedding, you know, just like snake skin, right? It just sheds. It slowly takes time to come off, you know. If you have a wound and it's going to the white meat, right? And it's slowly healing, so it has different layers until it's your skin again, right? Like this, that on my arm right here, I had scratched myself right there. But this is the same analogy, because you have a wound, it's shedded, or let's say you have a wound, so you first initially scratched it or scraped it or whatever, so you started bleeding, and then you put band-aids on it to stop it, you know. But that we're gonna make the band-aid, this analogy, the band-aid is just the cover up, the mask, right? And once you take that mask off, even sometimes when you have a band-aid on and you have a cut and you take that mask off, it still hurts, right? So sometimes when you take that band-aid off, it still bleeds, you know, from the band-aid being attached to the wound. It still bleeds even when it's come off. It might not all come off from the band-aid, but some parts are healed, and then some parts are still, it needs a little more time. So when we think about shedding, it's the same analogy. Shedding, you're slowly shedding parts of you off. And those are the old versions. Those are the old ways you thought. Those are the old ways of your habits, old situations that are even lodged in your memory, right? And please relate this all to the mother-daughter. It's gonna make sense at the end. So after you've shed it, right? This is just shedding. Eventually it all heals, even if it don't look the same. You know, you still came out the same you, but you just have a mark, right? So when we shed, you're still you, but you grow into a new person with a scar. You know, Does that make sense? Scars are beautiful. I always think that scars tell stories, you know? And that's all it is. It's just a story. It's just an experience. So allow yourself to shed. Does that make sense? Leave a rose if it makes sense. Now, I learned with death is a little more on the traumatic side. What I wrote in here. Death is straight to it, you know? Death, instead of shedding, which shedding takes time to come off, death is just like, all right, snatch it out. Snatch it off. And it's like, you know, you ever go to the doctor and they be like, on the count of 3, we're gonna put the needle in you, and then they do it on like 2. It's like that. That's what death is. And I tell you, when you're experiencing death, it is straight here. It hits you here, and it hits you right up in here. All of that. And you do the most crying. You let out, I'm talking about, it'd be like the ugliest cry. It'd be the heart, your heart just feels so heavy, and you just break down like somebody literally had died. But that's you releasing what you have been holding inside of you for the absolute longest. And it's kind of like your heart, your body, your spirit, all of that just said, finally, I can't, like, it's just like I can't take it anymore, and just you know, kind of like a vampire to some sunlight, just and it burns. That's death. But there's beauty in death, because after you experience the death, that's the hard part, the burning, the crying, the oh my God, is it ever going to end? Like your heart warming. Once you get it all out and you take that deep breath, that deep, just from all of that, you feel so light. You feel so light. And you're kind of like, well, what do I do after that? Go buy you some flowers. That's what you do after that. You buy yourself some flowers. That's what you do. After you experience shedding and death, you go buy yourself some flowers. You go love yourself. Might even get into nature, but definitely buy yourself flowers, red roses to be exact, or white roses. White or red roses. And you sit that close to you, and you breathe it in, and you even can rub the heart on, I mean, not the heart, you can even rub the rose in your heart. And just take you a few deep breaths. Just like that. Take you some deep breaths. And allow yourself 2 to 3 days to fully let it all just come out on its own. Because that's what's happening. That's what happens when you experience shedding and you experience death. Those are the things that happen. And it's not going to be a thing where you just wait one day and, oh God, I feel better. Like, no, like tomorrow you might feel, you can either feel like shit or you can feel good. It just depends, you know. And make sure you take a spiritual bath after you do that. So yeah, I just wanted to, dang, I look at but anyways, I just wanted to share y'all the experience of shedding and the experience of death with y'all, because I experienced that all at one time today. And I'm so grateful and thankful. I always give thanks. I'm so grateful and thankful that I experienced that today, because I feel so much better. And I feel like I'm gonna go buy me some flowers. But this is the thing, I buy myself flowers just to give flowers out to people. Like, that's my, like, I don't know what it is, but I buy myself flowers. I smell them, I feel them. I always keep one and I give the rest out. I don't know, I just love to give. Acts of service. Let me gift you a rose. But yeah, so If that resonated, put a rose in the comment section. If you want to share your own perspective, comment below, all that good stuff. But yeah, just sending out love and just giving yourself grace. Today is all about grace. So yeah, I love that. I love that for me. I feel so light. Thank God.